Number 20. The reappearing Avenger assault rifle of Bitch Slap and the Predator pistol. It was odd seeing Shepard in Mass Effect 1 suddenly aiming with their assault rifle, even though in the previous scene I was using a pistol, but at least the gun in Shepard's hand actually existed. This became apparently bad in Mass Effect 2, since some classes and squad mates couldn't even equip certain weapons, and they were suddenly filled with Avenger assault rifles. In Mass Effect 3, the Avenger assault rifle and Predator pistol exist in nearly every mission. This is lazy coding throughout the entire series, but it really shows just how much BioWare cares about detail. They don't. Dear BioWare, don't show us characters with objects that magically come out of thin air. I mean, look at this. Shepard has 6 guns in this picture. Is anyone paying attention? Number 19. Helmets magically pop on and off. This is purely a gameplay and story segregation thing, even with an option in the settings to control whether helmets are taken off during dialogue. The problem is we have this big hoopla on Mars on that elevator where everyone takes off their helmets after depressurization. There's one throughout the mission, and then a specific helmet-based injury, and how this person's face is all bruised I have no idea. There's even a minor one with Liara's romance where a helmet is an interactive object. Helmets now seem like a functional common thing. This is an attention to detail which makes us believe in the world of spacesuits and spacemen. But, similar to the suit up scene in Mass Effect 1 near the ending where they start climbing up the Presidium, there's no understanding of where these hidden helmets come from, let alone one's inventory. And there's no reason why we couldn't have retractable helmets when we have more complex retractable objects like guns. Or, even better, explain the science behind Omni-tools using Omni-gel, and have them recreate guns and helmets on the fly in some cool Terminator liquid holographic metal effect. You can call this stuff nanopaste. That would have subverted both issues. Instead, Mass Effect 3 puts attention to detail toward the first mission in the game, and then completely forgets about it. Number 18. Vanguard charge can't go through things. What the hell? It's glass! Charge through the glass.
You can charge across chasms and phase through solid objects. Nothing can stop you.
Oh, so I can't go through destroyable glass, but an invincible solid railing is okay. What the hell? Number 17. Destroying the Geth Dreadnought. This is my only plot-related question, which I thought was just obvious. If we save Legion or the Geth VI in a token of good faith, they drop the Dreadnought shields, why?
As a gesture of cooperation, we have disabled the Dreadnought's drive core. All weapons and barriers are offline.
Why wouldn't they just give us control of the ship? If we had control of the ship, wouldn't Han Garel want the Geth Dreadnought to start firing on other Geth ships? That would be more efficient than destroying the biggest Dreadnought ever. Remember, we're here to stop the Reapers. There's no reason to start destroying non-Reaper ships because we need them. Like in every main plot point, we're just doing this mission to appease some species. There's no reason why we can't get some ships to help the war effort, because we kind of do that in side quests just fine. So why not this awesome ship? But everyone involved in this scene, including the entire ship-scavenging Quarian fleet, doesn't think twice about destroying the most powerful, useful ship against the Reapers. Great. Number 16. 135-degree head turns. Hey, Han Garel, you doing okay there? I think you have a problem with your spine. Here, let me help you out with that. Number 15. Tally's portrait face model thing. I understand the hatred for the piss-poor job BioWare did by cutting corners and using a stock photo, as they cut corners for everything else, but that's not a big deal. The real problem is the content in the photo. Why is Tally even disrobing? Is it some kind of sexual thing to start taking off your suit from the top? Isn't the suit environmentally airtight and not a piece of fabric? Is the fabric just on top of the suit? And wouldn't she have had an insanely crazy immune response from taking her off her helmet the first time on a planet in the open air that it may have killed her, but here she took the time to not only remove her mask, but the entire helmet, neck piece, shoulder part, and everything else above the chest. What, did Shepard's antibodies protect against everything? Should Shepard mate with every female Quarian he could find? Why would Tally take this all off? Why isn't she insanely sick? And if she's not sick, then KROGANs would have adapted to environments faster if they just started weaning themselves off their suits slowly ever so often they went to a new environment. And who is taking the photo? When did Tally have the opportunity to take it? But really, the main question here is, what was stopping a 3D modeler from making a decent-looking real-time 3D model of the in-game face? If they're going to show her face, why didn't they just do it right? And if you're going to make a game, why couldn't you just do that? Number 14, poorly done romances. Well, saying the romances are poorly done is obviously redundant. I don't personally care for them, but, why the favoritisms towards certain people, like Liara? Why does Liara get this longer biotic love scene, but everyone else gets, well, almost nothing? Why does Trainer take a shower with her underwear on? Why is Allers even drawing breath? Why does Steve have exactly the same birthmarks as Shepard? And why does Steve's husband have the most unbelievable dying message in the history of dying messages?
I love you, but I know you. Don't make me an anchor. Promise me, Steve.
Don't make me an anchor? If a BioWare writer was so lost, I don't even think they'd have to ask a homosexual male their opinion on how to talk sentimental to their lover in a death scene. Just talk sentimental. Even in the future, in this oh-so-colorful space opera universe, there's no indication anyone in their dying message to a lover would ever talk like this. I love you, but I know you have attachment issues. Don't make me an... What is this crap? Number 13. Bringing the female KROGAN to Tuchanka. Never mind that Eve is essentially a normal KROGAN in a burqa, thank you Mass Effect for that artistic integrity, and that BioWare didn't hire Michael Beattie for some reason, and not giving Mordin any new patter songs to sing, and even having him scream, "I made a mistake," even though he explained himself in exquisite detail in both Mass Effect 2 and 3 about why he conducted the genophage modification project. I still don't know why Eve came down to the planet.
Yes, distraction. Small team can reach Shroud facility. Finish synthesizing cure. We'll need Eve to come with us.
Why wouldn't Mordin have synthesized the formula before the mission even started? What if he gets down there and he can't do it? Why would he put his faith in an ancient, unused, decrepit laboratory near the Shroud if all he had to do was finish his research, make the cure, synthesize it, and ensure Eve's survival by keeping her on the Normandy? This could all screw up, and Eve, in her poor health, probably wouldn't survive. This implies Mordin wasn't finished the genophage cure and was conducting experiments while Eve was in that crazy bouncy Tonka truck. Now, there are plenty of scenes where Eve was in and had big special conversations, but nothing that couldn't have been done from orbit. Mordin would be extreme enough to put himself at risk, but definitely not his patients, and most definitely not the future of the KROGAN species. After all, he could have gotten it wrong. Number 12, AUTO-DIALOG. We're playing a Mass Effect game, right? Remember that whole contract with the player? Top is Paragon, bottom is Renegade, left is Investigate. I know the ethical system is binary, and that's all the system's got going for it, but at least try to give me the illusion Shepard has more than two thoughts to think about. You do realize this is the number one reason people play Mass Effect games, for the dialogue, right? Right, BioWare? Number 11. Male Shepard and KAIDAN'S sudden bisexuality. Sexual preference are a non-issue. This is another issue of BioWare pandering to their audience, either the ones that are homosexual or bisexual, or that they want more choices in their games because that's really working out for them in Mass Effect 3. The problem here is when you've previously established both characters as being heterosexual, and then all of a sudden they're bisexual. I can't believe I suddenly miss revenge-seeking, untrusting, wife-and-son-whining Karth. BioWare issued a statement that it was the choice of the development team to make male Shepard heterosexual in Mass Effect 1. There was no option in Mass Effect 1 to romance Kaidan, let alone any option to romance any male in Mass Effect 2. Kaidan never had any romantic inklings to male Shepard. You can definitely make the case for FemShep being bisexual because of Liara, but not for male Shepard. Shepard is not supposed to be some flat, static character, but at every turn, BioWare does whatever it wants to with its character as a result of the plot, the side stories, the stupidity, comical, and brutal renegade interrupts, and even to their own sexuality, apparently. It's cheap, pathetic, and horrible characterization. This is not Knights of the Old Republic or some pen-and-paper role-playing game.